Hi, I'm Callum, and this is July Pilates week number 3. So we're back with another set of progressions for week 3, and we're going to be jumping straight into today's warm-up. So we've got a little bit of balance and rotation to work into the exercises in today's warm-up. And the first exercise that we're going to be doing is single leg balance. So I'm just going to show you quickly, and then we can work through the setup together. On one leg, the other leg lifts up, and from here we circle that leg round nice and slowly, 5 reps. Once we've done 5, switch direction, and then obviously we're going to switch to the opposite side. After we've done 5 of those on each side in both directions, then what we're going to do is a nice wide stance, hinging through the hips, arms nice and wide, twist through the top half of the body. So we're trying to keep the legs and the hips nice and still and just getting that twist through the top half of the spine. So let's work through the setup and bring ourselves back to that first exercise then. So feet together, toes turned out and heels turned out, knees softly bent. As we lift up tall through the spine, make sure the knees stay softly bent. We don't lengthen through the knees as we lengthen through the spine. Nice and tall, pushing the crown of the head towards the sky, chin tucked in, shoulder blades back and down, pelvis is in neutral, core engaged. We're going to place the hands onto the hips and we're going to shift the weight slightly onto one leg. We're going to do a tiny hinge, so we're just slightly pushing the hips back and the chest drops just a tad. We're going to bring the leg up away from the floor, breathe in and breathe out. That's 2, 3, 4 and 5. Find a spot on the floor to focus your gaze on, and that will really help with the balance. Switch in direction now. Breathe in as we push back, breathe out, circle away. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Place the foot down, switch across. So again, we're going to just bring ourselves slightly back up again, make sure we're nice and set up. Switch the weight onto one leg, and again remember, just a slight hinge, so hips push back a tad, the chest drops down. Bring the leg away from the floor, breathe in and breathe out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This time with the leg in this middle point, breathe in, push back, breathe out, circle away. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Placing that foot back down. This time going nice and wide through both legs, but keeping the toes facing forwards. Knees softly bent, tall through the spine. Shoulder blades back and down. Pelvis tucked underneath. Cores engaged. Keeping the pelvis tucked back, push the hips back. So we're bringing the chest almost to a parallel point. Arms nice and wide, keep the legs relaxed. Deep breath in, breathe out, twist. Breathe in and breathe out. That's 1 on each side. We're going to go for another 4. Try to keep the head in line with the middle of the chest. That's 2. And 3, 2 more to go on each side. 4, last ones to go. Try to keep the hips and the legs still, weight nice and evenly distributed, hands back onto the hips, pushing forwards with the hips, bringing the chest up, legs back into the middle, ready to move into that first exercise of today's session. So working through the hip aeroplane and building on what we've done last week. So we're going to turn to the side, facing down the length of the mat again. Last week what we've done is we had the arms out wide and we worked through a hinge and bringing that leg back. This time what we're going to do is keep this leg lifted away from the floor. Take the leg back, push the hips back and reset back into that starting position. Once we've got used to doing that, what we're then going to do is bring the hands away from the side onto the hips, so it takes away a little bit of the balance element with the hands, and work through that same movement. Let's get ready for the setup and working through that first exercise. So both feet together, toes turned out, heels turned out, knees softly bent. Push up tall through the spine, shoulder blades back and down. Pelvis is tucked back, core engaged. So what we're going to do now is take the arms out nice and wide. We're going to bring this leg away from the floor so the knee isn't 90 degrees at the hip. Deep breath in, breathe out, push the leg back, push the hip back, lengthen through the spine as you drop the chest. Breathe in, swing the hips and the knee forwards. That's 1. And 2. Try not to drop the head, keep everything nice and lined up. 3. 4, last one to go on this side. And 5, switching legs now. So place that foot down, bring the other leg up. Make sure you're still maintaining the setup, so that standing leg needs to be softly bent. Deep breath in and breathe out. That's 1. Go to where you feel comfortable as well. So don't go too far down where it then becomes too difficult to get yourself back up without maintaining balance. That should be 2. Push the leg back, push the hips back, lengthen through the spine. 3. 4, last one to go. And 5. Place the foot down. We're now going to bring the hands onto the hips, knees softly bent, so all up through the spine. Shoulder blades back and down, pelvis tucked back. Bring the leg up. Maintain this position, keep that bottom knee bent. Deep breath in, breathe out, push the leg back, push the hips back and lengthen. Breathe in and breathe out. That's 2. 3. 4. Last one to go on this side. 5. Place the foot down, bring the hips back up, bring the leg up, deep breath in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. That's 2. 3. 4. And last one to go. 5. Bring your hips up, bring the leg forward, both feet down on the floor, legs nice and wide, and we're going to swing one arm to the side. And as we do, that back heel lifts, we twist through the legs, so we're stretching off the legs, the hips, the lower back, the shoulders. It's a nice stretch just to get rid of all of that tension, or a nice movement I should say. Breathe in and breathe out for another 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. What we're going to do now is bring ourselves down to a seated position at the front of the mat. So we had a rest on this exercise in last week's session. We're now bringing this back into week 3 and we're going to be adding in a new layer. So what we done last time when we addressed this movement on week 1 was a rotation roll up. We held here for 1 breath and then we returned. We're going to go for 3 deep breaths at that point. We're going to do 5 on each side, a quick stretch and then go back for this movement again. So nice and tall, gripping into the front of the knees, lifting up tall through the spine, shoulder blades back and down, pelvis is in neutral, hands reaching out from the shoulders. Breathe in, tilt the pelvis back, breathe out, form that C shape and reach back. Now hold, deep breath in, breathing out, deep breath in, breathe out, last breath to hold in, return back with the breath out. And now breathe in, pelvis tilts, breathe out, form the C shape, reach back, hold, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, hold for the 3rd breath in and return on that 3rd breath out. So we're now ready then to just tilt that pelvis with the breath in, breathing out. So that breathing should have a nice structure to it. Hold, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, hold for that breath in, breathe out and return. Breathe in, breathe out, hold. Hold for the breath in, return with the breath out. So we've got 3 more to go on each side. Keep the legs relaxed. Breathe in, breathe out, hold. That's 1 full breath. 2, hold for the breath in, turn on the breath out. And breathe out, hold. Deep breath in and return on the breath out. 2 more to go. Hold for the breath in, return on the breath out. Same again on the other side. And return. Last one now to go on each side. Breathe in and breathe out. Reach back, hold, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, hold for the breath in, return on the breath out. Last one to go. Hold. Deep breath in, breathe out, return. What we're going to do is bring both feet together, squeeze the feet together, push the knees out wide, and just drop the chest into the hips. So we're feeling that stretch into the groin. Try and lengthen up through the chest, holding here for 3 deep breaths. Now don't worry, for this final set we're only going to do 3 reps. It's a challenging exercise for us to do, especially with the holds. There's not that need for us to do multiple reps. Bring the knees back into the middle, legs are nice and even, so feet, knees and hips are all lined. Tall up through the spine, shoulder blades back and down, reaching the arms. Breathe in, breathe out. So we form the C shape, reach back, hold now for 2 deep breaths. Hold for the breath in on that third one, and return with the breath out. Breathe in, tilt the pelvis, breathe out, form the C shape, and reach back, hold. Hold for the breath in, return with the breath out. 2 more to go on each side. Breathe in, breathe out, hold. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, hold for the breath in, and return with the breath out. Breathe in, pelvis tilts, breathe out, and hold. Hold for the breath in, return with the breath out. Last ones to go on each side. Breathe in, breathe out. Reach back, hold for the breath in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, hold for the breath in, and breathe out, return. Last one to go. Hold for the breath in, return with the breath out, feet back together. Again, pushing the knees out wide and leaning into the feet. Hold here for 3 deep breaths. And then from here, what we're going to do is bring the legs back into the middle, hands down by the side, walking the arms down. So we bring them back flat onto the floor. Reach both legs, reach both arms, and just stretch fully through the body from the fingertips to the toes, holding the full body stretch for 3 deep breaths. So from the full body stretch position, bring the arms back down to the side, bring both heels up to the bum. So next we're going to be working through the single leg circle. So if we remember last week, what we did is we brought ourselves up to this point here. We went through 5 circles on one side and 5 circles again on that same side but in a different direction, and then we switched the other leg. We've done that, and then that was it for that week. But now what we're going to do is keep one foot on the floor. This is going to be the progression. We're going to start off where we did last week. The progression is going to be having a straight leg with one foot on the floor. That leg swings out to the side and back up into the starting position. Obviously now with the leg straight, there's more of a weight demand as that leg falls out to the side. So it's harder for us to stay level with the pelvis. So that's what we're going to have to work on in today's progression. So let's bring the setup in, feet together, toes turned out, heels turned out. Tall through the spine, shoulder blades back and down. Remember, we need to then correct the pelvis as we pull the shoulder blades back and down, so tilt the pelvis back, keep the chin tucked in, core engaged. Deep breath in, breathe out, lift one leg. Imprint to squeeze those ribs down. Breath in, breathe out, lift the other leg. So we're going to start with the left leg. Both hands on the side of the pelvis to make sure the hips aren't moving, or the pelvis isn't twisting rather. Breathe in, the knee goes up. Breathe out, circle that leg round. That's 1, 2. Remember, the only part of the body that should be moving is the hip joint. 3, 4, and 5. Switching directions. Breathe in, breathe out. So we're always breathing out as the leg circles away. Breathe out. In, breathe out. That's 4 down. Last one to go. Back into the middle. Now switch into the other leg. Breathe in, breathe out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switching direction. Breathing in and breathing out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Placing one foot down, placing the other foot down, both feet together, knees out nice and wide, squeezing through the glutes, and reaching the arms up to the ceiling, or up to the ceiling, overhead. So a full body stretch of the arms, squeezing through the glutes, pulling the knees wide, and holding here for 3 deep breaths. Hands back down by the side, bringing the knees back into the middle, toes turned out, heels turned out, tall through the spine, shoulder blades back and down, pelvis tucked back, core engaged. Now keeping this one leg, so we're going to go with the right leg, staying nice and flat on the floor. We're going to straighten the other leg and bring this up to a point that we feel comfortable, but we need to keep the knees straight, so it might not be all the way up. We're going to go deep breath in, breathe out, circle that leg away, breathe in, bring it back up through the middle point. The opposite hand stays on the opposite side of the hip. Make sure there's no movement. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. 3 down, 2 to go. Keep that other leg still, so try not to move the knee from side to side. Last one to go. Switch direction, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. 2 more to go. Last one. And deep breath in, breathe out, place the foot down, lengthen through the other leg. So now this hand is stabilizing the pelvis. Breathe in and breathe out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switching directions. So breathe in, lower the leg down. Breathe out, circle around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. And 5. Place that leg down, both feet together, both knees out wide. Reach the arms overhead and holding that full body stretch. Squeezing through the glutes and feeling that stretch into the groin. 3 deep breaths. So again, placing the hands down by the side, bringing the knees back into the middle. Toes turned out to 10 and 2, heels lifted up. So next, working through hip twist. So tall through the spine, shoulder blades back and down, pelvis tucked back, core engaged. Starting where we finished last week, so bringing one leg into tabletop. Knee over the hip, shins parallel, toes pointed. The hand that's on the same side as the moving leg is going to go out nice and wide. The opposite hand stabilizes the pelvis. Deep breath in, breathe out, drop the leg to the side. Make sure this standing leg stays nice and still between the knee, between the foot and the hip. Breathe in on the way up, breathe out on the way down. Breathe in and breathe out. That's 3, 2 to go. And last one, drop that leg out, bring it back in, place the foot down. Switching hand positions, the other hand goes out wide. This one stabilizes the pelvis. Deep breath in, breathe out. So we shouldn't be twisting around the lower back or the pelvis, keeping that completely flat on the floor. Breathe out as the leg drops to the side, breathe in, lifting into the middle. That's 2 more to go. Breathe out, and then last one. Place the leg down. So now what we're going to do is just go into a quick release stretch of the groin, so putting the knees out wide, holding here for 3 deep breaths. Bring the legs back into the middle, toes turn out, heels turn out. And we're going to set ourselves up in a double tabletop position, so chin tucked in, shoulder blades back and down, pelvis tucked back, core is engaged. Deep breath in, breathe out, lift one leg. Deep breath in, breathe out, lift them both legs, making sure it imprints into squeezing the ribs down. We're going to have one hand on the side of the pelvis, the other hand out to the side. The side where the hand is out, that's going to be the leg that's moving. Deep breath in, breathe out. So again, we're trying to keep everything completely still on this opposite side. Breathe in and breathe out. That's 2, 3 to go. That's 4, last one. And 5. Breathe in, lift the leg back up, switch hands. Deep breath in and breathe out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, last one, 5. Bring the legs back into the middle, deep breath in, breathe out, place one leg down, breathe in and breathe out. Take one leg up, overlap it over the knee, arms out nice and wide, and we're going to take both legs to that same side. Allowing now the bum and the lower back to lift, feeling that stretch from the hips to the back of the shoulders. 3 deep breaths on this side. Legs getting heavier and the hips are falling further to the side. Bring the legs back into the middle, place that foot down, overlap again, reach leg across and hold for 3 deep breaths. And legs back into the middle, foot back down on the floor. So from this position, rolling over onto the thigh, stretching that bottom arm along the floor, nice straight legs. So everything is lined up from the fingertips to the toes, head resting down on the arm, making sure hips and shoulders are stacked. So when we reach the arm up to the ceiling here, this feels nice and balanced, and this is going to be the position that we bring the hand up to today. Hand down, back onto the floor, tall up through the spine, shoulder blades back and down, pelvis tucked back, core engaged. Deep breath in, breathe out, lift one leg. Deep breath in, reach in both legs, breathe out, lift. And now we're going to bring that hand up to this position here, holding here for 3 deep breaths. So reaching the fingertips, reaching the toes in all 3 directions. Deep breath in, breathe out, place the hand down first. Deep breath in, breathe out, place one foot down. Deep breath in, breathe out, place the other. Now we're going to lift both legs together. So deep breath in, breathe out, reach both legs and lift. Make sure that pelvis stays tucked back. Bring the arm up, reach up to the sky, and again hold here for 3 deep breaths. Deep breath in, breathe out, place the hand down. Deep breath in, place one foot down with the breath out. Deep breath in, breathe out, place the other. Both knees up to the chest, hugged in tight by that top hand, and the bottom hand bending at the elbow, cradling the head. Breathing in and breathing out. So from this position, lift it up, bringing the chest away from the floor, swinging the legs underneath into 4-point kneeling. So we're going to jump straight into swimming. Tall through the spine, shoulder blades back and down, pelvis is tucked back, core is engaged. Deep breath in, breathe out, lengthen through both arms and lift. Breathe in, drop and slide back. That's 1. Same again on the other side. This is number 2. Breathe out as we lengthen and lift. Breathe in as we place down and slide back. Moving into reps 3. 4. making sure we're not twisting through the chest or the hips. Last one to go on each side. And place the hand, the foot down. Push into cat stretch, chin tucks in, pelvis tucks back. 3 deep breaths. And release. This time what we're going to do, we're going to go back to keeping the hands still. It's just going to be the legs that are going to move. But what we're going to do is we're adding in new parts to this leg movement. So working through the setup, I'm going to just show you quickly first. Deep breath in, breathe out, slide the leg and lift. And then from here, there's going to be a circle movement with that leg. Again, trying to make sure there's no twisting of the pelvis or the lower back. It should just be the leg that's lifting, or circling rather. So, tall through the spine, shoulder blades back and down, pelvis is in neutral, core engaged. Deep breath in, breathe out, slide the leg, lift. Now circle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place that leg down, slide back. Switch side now, breathe in, breathe out, and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knee goes down, pushing into the cat stretch. And holding here for 3 deep breaths. So releasing out of the cat stretch, and we're going to bring ourselves down onto the opposite side, reaching the arm, reaching the leg, ready to work through side kick again. So nice straight line. As always, it has to be the most important part of this exercise, otherwise you're really going to struggle to find that balance. Once you feel like you're stacked up through the hips and the shoulders, the legs and the feet, or the legs and the arms are lined up, reach your hand up to the ceiling for the test. If all feels good, place that hand back down. Tall through the spine, shoulder blades back and down, pelvis tucked back, core engaged. Deep breath in, breathe out, lift one leg to start off with, reaching that leg at the same time. Breathe in, breathe out, lift the other leg, reaching both sets of toes, reaching the arm, and then bringing this arm right the way up, reaching it to the sky. 3 deep breaths. Reaching the toes, reaching both sets of fingertips. Deep breath in, breathe out, the hand goes down. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now both sets of legs together at the same time. Deep breath in, breathe out. Bring the arm up and hold for 3 deep breaths. Reaching the fingertips, the toes. Also remember to stay tall through the spine. 3 deep breaths. Deep breath in, breathe out, place the hand down. Deep breath in, breathe out, place the legs down. Bring both knees up. Hugged in tight by that top hand. And bending the elbow to support the head. 3 deep breaths to allow hips and the lower back to release out. So from here, sitting up again into the preferred cross-legged position, whether it's like so, balls of feet together, wide legs, or with the cushion underneath the bum. So the arm position this week is going to be different. Instead of having hands on the body, we're going to place one hand on top of the elbow with the other one underneath, so in a Cossack position. The important part of this position here is making sure we stay tall through the spine. Quite easily, with the hands reaching out, what we can do is start to round, so stay aware of that alignment through the spine. Also, again, chin needs to stay in line with the middle of the chest, shoulder blades back and down, deep breath in, breathe out, twist to the side. So again, it should just be the ribs that are moving, the arms shouldn't be moving on their own. Breathe out, breathe in. So the arms stay at the same angle from the chest at all times. 3 more to go on each side. Last 2. last ones. Breathe into the middle, breathe out to the side, reset back into the middle, hands down by the side, place the elbow down and stretch into the side bend. Holding here, 3 deep breaths. Whilst we're on this side, we're going to place both hands down. We're going to lengthen that top leg. This knee is going to stay here. And what we're going to do is twist. So this other knee places down onto the floor. And what we're doing is trying to rotate the top half of the body away from the hips. We're feeling a nice rotation through the glutes and through the spine, bringing the chest up nice and tall. Chin stays tucked in, shoulder blades back and down, holding for 3 deep breaths. Back into the middle. This leg comes back into cross position. Place the hand down, place the elbow down, and then to the side bend. Really reaching the fingertips and trying to release the shoulder out of the joint so we feel that deep stretch through the side of the ribs. And then again, we're going to place this hand down, this back leg, take it out wide, palms go flat, elbows lock out, and then we're allowing the knee to touch down to the floor and really rotating through the stretch. Chest stays up, chin stays tucked in, nice tall spine, 3 deep breaths. And release out the stretch. Bring the legs back into the middle, and that is it for today's exercises. So well done on completing yet another session. So we've now just got week 4 to complete for July. And as always, these week 4 sessions are always the most tricky. So make sure you're taking enough time to build up to that session. And some advice that I've given to you guys in the past is maybe spending 2 or 3 weeks at week 1, getting really good at those movements. Then moving on to 2 or 3 weeks of week 2, and then doing 2 or 3 weeks of week 3. You can obviously mix these in with other week 3s and other week 2s on the session, so you're not just doing the same session all week. So then once you've done 2 or 3 weeks at each level, you're then ready to be moving into week 4, and you know you're going to be doing that exercise correctly. You're going to be maintaining the setup and maintaining the form and getting a really good workout from that Pilates session. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.